manifesting a specific person, but there is no specific person. That's a mouthful. But a lot of people are doing that. They're like, Susie, I don't have a specific person in mind. Susie, I'm not manifesting my coworker, a friend into a relationship. I literally have nobody in mind. So how do I manifest somebody when I don't have anybody in mind? I've done this video before, and literally every video that I do, it's just take out the name. So when Susie says, why am I happily married to Jared? You would just say, why am I happily married to the most amazing person in the world? Why am I married to somebody incredible? Because you are going generic. There are other things that you do need to do. So let's go over those things. This is Susie, your beautiful millionaire swan queen. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful duckling. Subscribe, smash the like button, share my video, and I will love you forever. I am a life coach with a 99.6% success rate in getting people back together with the love of their life. If you are interested in joining my paid Facebook group or working with me one-on-one, please check out the links in the description below. I get this a lot. People literally come to me and they say, I don't have a person in mind. Well, you actually do have a person in mind. You have a type. You have something in mind that you want. I am shallow. I am totally, utterly, 100% shallow here. I am 5 foot tall. A guy who is 5'2", 5'6", they do not make me feel secure. Their height lacks punch in my world. Sorry for you short guys out there, but I'm being straight up honest. It doesn't mean I won't give a shorter guy a chance. It just means one of the boxes he checked off as is that he was short. Yes, I've dated short guys. The relationships didn't work. Not because they were short, but because they didn't check off other boxes that were equally as important. So for me, 6 foot or taller. He has to have a sense of humor. He has to respect me. He has to put 100% of himself 50% of the time into the relationship. And I know that sounds weird. A relationship should be close to 50-50. If it's close to 50-50, that means both partners are equally working towards this relationship. If I am putting in 100% into this relationship and my partner is not putting in anything, I'm the one doing all the work in the relationship, that relationship's not going to last. Think about this. You each have to wake up every morning and choose to be in this relationship. You have to choose to raise each other up. You have to choose to talk about this relationship is great. So you want a partner who is going to put 100% of their efforts into building this relationship, but they shouldn't be doing 100% of the relationship work. That is a narcissistic relationship. And when somebody told me that you're putting in way too much energy into the relationship, I was like, So we've all had bad relationships, and we cannot take that bad relationship and move it forward into the next relationship. And I know we all have trauma. I know we've all had bad relationships. We wouldn't know what good was if we didn't know bad. But I am going to say this one until the cows come home, and then the chickens come home, and the eagles fly, and there are no more snakes on the planet. You cannot blame the person you're in a relationship with for the last person you were in a relationship with. You have to make this list. And you have to look at this list, even if you're manifesting a specific person back. So you have to look at this list. He is 6'5". I like blondes. I would prefer blue eyes. I want them to be successful in their own right. Successful in their own right means that they have a job that they can put equal portions into the household. Now, if your specific person that you created is a millionaire and you're not a millionaire, he may be willing to take more of the financial burden. If she's a millionaire and you're not, she may be willing to take more of the financial on the family. But what you're not going to do is you're going to be somebody's sugar mama or sugar daddy. That's not what we literally have on our checklist. So think about it. 6'5", blonde, blue eyes, successful in his profession, and then he makes me laugh. Has to make me laugh, because if he doesn't make me laugh, life's too short. We need to have fun. He needs to take me out of my comfort zone, because, we all know Susie loves being home. Susie loves working from home. Susie loves playing with Chance at home. Susie argues when Susie needs to go to town. So my youngest daughter does this. Shut up, Mom, and come get me. And that person is going to have to be, shut up, we're going to town. Shut up, we're going for a drive. But shut. Not in a, I'm dominating you, but come on, babe, let's go for a drive. Let's go get ice cream. Let's go out to eat. But no, because I need somebody to get me to come out of my house, because y'all know I love being home. What other things do you want in this relationship? Do you want them to have lots of money? Because that can be on your list. Do you want them to be a bodybuilder? That could be on your list. Do they have to have a beard? Because, some women like beards. I don't prefer them. The last guy I was dating has this big long beard, and when he would shave it short, I'd be like, yes! And then he would say, don't get used to it. Really? Don't get used to it? That sucks. I prefer clean shaven, no bald heads. Little weird things. We all have a type. So sit down and make out your list. Now, the things you are not going to put on that list: faithful, honest, trustworthy. Yes, we all want that. But why are we not putting that on the list? Because the last guy was a cheater. The last girl was a liar. So we cannot blame this person that we're bringing in for the last person. So faithful, honest, trustworthy, loyal, those should kind of be a given without having to say they're a given. If you had all of this stuff on your checklist, a tall, blonde, blue eyes. Yes, Bo Duke was absolutely positively amazing when I was growing up. And I really want my next husband to be a blonde with blue eyes, because they're freaking gorgeous. Think about this. You like Captain America. You like Batman. Who's your favorite Batman? Are you Team Damon or Team Stefan? In Twilight, it's Team Jake or Team Edward. Are you a Sam or Dean girl? I'm a Dean girl and a Damon girl and a Jake girl. Just for the record. Do you like guys like Lucifer? Tom Ellis is absolutely gorgeous. Do you like somebody like, John Candy, Jim Belushi? They have dad bods according to today's standards, but those two guys are absolutely amazing. They were funny. They would make you laugh so hard you would cry. What are you specifically looking for? Those things matter when you're creating. And then you've got your list. What is the feeling you want in this relationship? Because the feeling is your concrete foundation. Are you happily married? Do you have a romantic marriage? Do you have a wonderful marriage, an incredible marriage, a fantastic marriage? What is your feeling? So that marriage has a feeling. And I'm going to tell you, happy, romantic, and an amazing sex life are my 3. Because I can be happily married and not get romance, and I can be happily married and my sex life can suck. So happy, romantic, sex life, are three separate parts of your relationship. So then you have your question. Why is it so easy to be happily married? Why is it so easy to have a romantic husband? Why is it so easy to have an amazing sex life? What you deem in those three categories. Happily married, that's your list. Romance, what's on the romance list? Do you want candlelight? Do you want wine? Do you want flowers? I want candlelight, I want flowers, but I don't drink wine. I might wine, but I don't drink wine. So I wouldn't want somebody to do a spaghetti dinner with a bottle of wine. I wouldn't want them to do the candlelight dinner and the flowers on the table and sushi, because I don't do sushi. So think about those things. So you have your statement. It's easy to be happily married. It's easy to have a romantic marriage. It's easy to have an amazing sex life in my marriage. The next thing is you talk about the specific person that you are bringing into your life, this amazing person that you just created the list on. Women, I don't know about you guys, but women like names. So you could actually draw in a Jared by giving this person a name. I wouldn't give it necessarily a last name and a first name. I would pick one or the other. So why am I happily married to Jared? Jared is this character you just built. You can bring a person with that name. The reason I say that is because I've manifested 60 Jareds, including my doctor who says, Susie, are you in love with me? I do adore my doctor, but not in that way. Yes, I love my doctor, but not in that way. He did amazing things for my feet. Of course, I'm going to be so grateful for him, and gratitude can equal love. But I'm not in love with him. So I will create a Jared simply because I keep asking, why am I happily married to Jared? So I trained somebody at work. I sat next to somebody at work. There was a guy in the break room and his name was Jared. There was the person that waits for me on the table, the guy at Sonic's. I mean, they're all over the place. And they're spelled differently. Now, I spell it Jared. My girlfriend spells it Jorrad, which to me is Gerard. Not Jared, Gerard. See what I mean? The differences. So you got to pick and be specific. So it's easy to just drop the name and walk around and go, isn't it wonderful? I'm happily married. The Neville technique. Isn't it wonderful? I'm happily married. Neville said it was the feeling of being happily married, not the specific person with the name and the face that you wanted. So to go generic, you literally can do your descriptions of everything you want. You do not want to come from a place of lack, which is why you don't want to walk around and say, why do I have a loyal, faithful, trustworthy husband? Why do I have a loyal, faithful, trustworthy wife? Because when you do that, that's coming from lack. You are focusing on the fact that the person in the past treated you badly, and you don't want this person from the future to treat you that way. So your description on your word is your title. So you can say, I have an easy and happy marriage. I have an amazing happy marriage. I am absolutely positively amazed at how wonderful my marriage is. And think about this. Your words in this case really do matter. Because if you are walking around saying that I want to be happily married, you're not embodying the feeling of being, because you can't want and have. It's an Elvis morning. So we have Elvis in this hand, but we have nothing in this hand. See what I mean? This is how people manifest. They think they want something, But when you are manifesting something, if you don't feel you have it, it doesn't show up. When you feel you have it, bam, it shows up. Which is why I tell you, persist in the assumption until it hardens into fact. And since y'all know that phrase, Susie's phrase is tell the lie until it becomes true. Because the more you say this, it will become true. I'm happily married to Jared. Somehow, some way, I'm happily married to Jared. No matter what, I'm happily married to Jared. I am so blessed that I have an amazing husband. Jared is the bomb. You can also give this person a cute little nickname. My girlfriend, who is also my photographer, every time you ask her, she says she has the best husband ever. His title is the best husband ever. What is your title for your husband? I mean, think about it. If you are a queen, this person has to be a king. But remember, the queen's job is to protect the king. The king's job is to protect the queen. You can't be constantly protecting him. He's got to be able to hold his own. So when you are focusing on this person, the type you have is your specific person. You're not going to manifest a redhead with a beard if you don't like guys with a red head. You're not going to manifest a blonde if you are really into brunettes. It was the Charlie's Angels. You had the blonde, you had the brunette, and then you had the other one who was even darker. Think about this. Which one do you want? What flavor of ice cream do you want to live with for the rest of your life? If you only had one flavor of ice cream for the rest of your life, you would tell me right away, what would it be? Mine, Spumoni. Because it's got different flavors in it. So I'm not going to get the same bite twice. My second choice would be cappuccino chunky chocolate. Because I'd get coffee ice cream. So I have two choices. Which one can I live without? Well, because they don't sell Spumoni in my town, I can't live without cappuccino chunky chocolate. I don't have to eat it every day. I may get it once a month. I may get it once every couple of months. It's the thought that it's there. I know I can have cappuccino chunky chocolate anytime I want. I can only get Spumoni if I leave my area, most likely go home to Chicago because I haven't found it anywhere around here. So notice the difference. I can have the cappuccino chunky chocolate anytime I want. I have to go search for Spumoni. And that's what you're doing when you have a non-specific person in mind. You are picking Spumoni, but it's nowhere in your ballpark. It's nowhere in your vicinity to be able to choose. So that's why these things are specific. And, you know, we name our babies names. We grow up and we think, oh my God, I love Dean. Dean is absolutely amazing. So maybe I'll marry a guy named Dean. Or like me, who gets told all the time, are you in love with me? Just because of the way I say the name Jared. I guess I say it way too much on my YouTube channel with coaching clients because it just rolls off the tongue. My doctor even said, I wish my wife said my name the way you say it. We all have that specific thing. So go back to your childhood when you were playing house. Who was that person? What was that person like? If you wanted to grow up and marry a doctor, Dr. Jared. There's a doctor. If you wanted to grow up and marry a fireman, I'm sure there's a fireman named Jared. I'm sure there's a CEO named Jared. I'm sure there's a jewelry store named Jared too. Which do you want? And then it's literally asking the right question. You can use Neville's question, isn't it wonderful? I am happily married. Or you can use Susie's question, which is, why is it so easy to be happily married? Why is it so easy to be happily married? Because that's a question you're going to ask either way the rest of your life. You are going to ask this the rest of your life. Why am I happily married to Jared? Why is it so easy to be happily married to Jared? Isn't it wonderful I'm happily married to Jared? Jared's going to have a title throughout that marriage. And that title is going to be idiot, ass butt, bitch, jerk, amazing, incredible, wonderful, handsome. It's going to change. If we're in a good mood, we're going to give them the title of the best husband ever. If we're in a bad mood, it could be an idiot or an ass butt. Yeah, my supernatural's coming out on me. You might go through your days where you're getting in and out of the car and calling each other a bitch and a jerk, just like Sam and Dean. But your type is something you always look at. It doesn't mean that the bad boy that you have dated in the past or the bad girl you've dated in the past cannot be a good person into the future. You get something you don't like from this person. Is this picture, is this comment, is this text, is this email going to matter 5 years from now? If this relationship is amazing, is this going to matter 5 years from now? No. But if they do it again, it does matter 5 years from now. I always give people in my life a small task. The toilet seat is my small task for guys. I did not put the sign under my toilet that says, please put me down. But if you come out and you make a comment about it and you didn't put the toilet seat down, why would I want to be in a relationship with you? A simple task. Please put the toilet seat down. Now, I'm not childish enough to say you have to put it down every time, guys. But if you're only going to put it down one time a day, please put it down at the end of the night before we go to bed. So when I get up to go to the bathroom at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., I'm not getting a wet butt. That's respect. I'm giving you a small task, and that small task means that if I give you a bigger task, are you not going to do it, or are you going to do it? If I tell you as a woman, I don't want pictures of your anatomy. Guys, I don't know why you send out these pictures of your anatomy, but women really don't find this the hottest thing in the world. We like to think of you as a present, and we get to unwrap it. We don't want it flashed on our screen. God forbid we have children or other family members around and we open up your text message and they get to see it too. Y'all might be proud of it, but we don't. And the task I give is none of those pictures. I don't want them. And if you send them to me once, I'm going to tell you, no pictures. Like this. If you send it to me a second time, we're done. You failed my small task. These are ways you can judge how this person shows up in your life. If you say, I prefer phone calls. I text all day long. I love when my friends get on phone conversations because I actually get to interact with the person. I get to hear their emotions. Text messages sometimes lose the emotion. So if you prefer not to text and you say no texting and they keep texting you, you gave them a small task. Now the big task is to take care of your dog while they're out of town for a week and you come home and the dog is gone. They failed the small task. They failed the big task. And you paid the ultimate price because you lost your beloved pet. That's why I do little things. And I build my relationships based on those little things. Because the more I am shown respect and appreciation, that's where I'm going to go. But I don't blame Jared for the behavior of my ex-husband. I don't blame my last boyfriend for the behavior of my future. There is absolutely, positively nothing you cannot create as long as your imagination, your thoughts, your words, and your feelings line up all together so that you can get your happily ever after. I love you guys. No, I'm not lining up with the swans. There we go. I love you guys. Have an absolute positively amazing day. And as always, leave me a comment and let me know how I am drastically changing your life for the better.